Good morning. I shouldn't say good morning. No one, who knows when they watch this stuff? LeAlan Jones, what's going on today?
Good, how are you?
LeAlan Jones. I was trying to figure out what do you call yourself? A liberal, conservative, somewhere in between? Do you label yourself?
I I don't even try to label myself. I just go with the flow.
So I was looking up the word I was going to call you. Maybe you are a agent. I can say provocateur. And I did not know the agent provocateur. I've heard this word before over the years, but I did not know it was French till I looked it up today.
Yeah, yeah. I might call myself a professional antagonist of white liberals. So if I go by anything, that's what I'll go by.
Wow, professional. That's pretty cool. Professional antagonist. So, professional antagonist, LeAlan Jones, what is on your mind today?
Good. Make sure if is our audio good on your end?
No, you sound good. What do you is
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now. It's good now. I'm actually intrigued. It looks like this is week two or three of the international conflict going on in Iran. I think we've talked about this over the previous two or three shows, and now it's jumped out of the frying pan into the fryer.
Well, you were right. You were calling for World War III, and it seemed like we're on this way unless our president gets on the off ramp. What do you think?
It's difficult. The modern presidency is a prostitute institution, and I hate to say it that way, but that's exactly what it is. Most people vote for presidents, and there are other people that select presidents, and we're seeing what happens when you select a president and he's not been elected by the people. There's no way that this conflict should be taking place right now, other than the fact that the president himself has a Geppetto and he is Pinocchio.
Wow, I forgot about Pinocchio, the movie, the book, whatever. My thing is that I think that my whole shtick I always say on all these shows is that are the masses really paying attention, and does it really matter if the masses are engaged in this process trying to get our president or the president of the United States a off ramp out of this silly war that could really go awry and horrible?
You would hope there is, you would pray that there is, but that's all emotional. That's not necessarily factual. There are objectives that are going on in this conflict that are far older than me and you. Like I said, this is a 200-year-old project to control the largest land mass in the world, and that is Eurasia. That is Iran, that's Pakistan, that's Tajikistan, that's Uzbekistan. And if you look at it, you have China right there and you have Russia right there. It's the underbelly of Russia. So when you look at it from a geographical location, this conflict isn't about anything that they say it is, more so than trying to run the geopolitical chessboard. And Iran and Pakistan, uh, all of that is a part of that. Afghanistan.
Do you think so? You saying does it go beyond just plain old fashioned European colonialism? Is it deeper than that?
It's much deeper than that. I mean, this is something that Lord Palmerston talked about, who was the head of state in Britain in the 1830s. So that's why I say this is substantially older than me and you. And you can look at the current situations and think that it's something that just appeared because it's on your on TV, but this is something that goes back to at least the 1820s, 1830s, and it manifests itself in the Crimean War when the Ottomans were, not adept to fighting in new ways, and they had oil, and they had linked up with the Germans who had the technology. And if the Germans and the Ottomans would have linked up, that would have totally been a threat to the British and their naval fleet. So that's what this is all about, and an extension from.
I'm glad you read about this stuff and know more than I do, because what I say is that could the United States or could the citizens of the United States, people like you and I, can we live with a United States that's not the number one world superpower, where we have to share power with the Chinese? Oh, we have to share power. Oh, we don't want to share power. We like being number one. Can Americans come to grips with we're not going to be number one forever? And we're going to have to live in a world where we're going to have to share power or be dominated by other great powers.
I think that we could accept that because we don't have an investment in New World Order. Our capital is not transnational, But for the people, the 1% of people that can control the institutions to shape people's opinion, this is very important to them, and this is an existential crisis for them. I don't think people are paying attention to this in the ways where they can determine what's going on. But the longer that this goes on, the more that United States global hegemony is under threat, under real threat, in ways that it hasn't been since since the fall of the Nazis.
And if we have an extended war and everybody's talking about World War III, you could have World War III and IV back to back. And I'm just babbling now, but the point is that most Americans, there's people around the world. Let's say Americans. Let's stay here. Do we understand that this is going to this could result in a lower standard of living than you think you have now? Do the masses understand this? They think it's bad now.
No, the masses aren't gonna the life of the masses isn't gonna shift like that. This is only gonna hurt people that have capital invested in international investments that need to be protected by a protection racket. So for the average American, will this affect you maybe in oil prices and what you pay at the pump? But the reality is that we are a producer of those same commodities. The only issue with us is that our commodities are going to have to supply Western Europe, which I've stated before has no real access to commodities. They are an importer of commodities, and that's where we're going to be competing at with price. But if you notice, the first move was to take over Venezuela, which had the largest natural deposit of oil on the earth, and then the second move was to choke off the oil that's coming out of Iran because that's what's going to China. Because that's what this is really about right now is trying to make sure that China uh, uh, kind of stays in its place or becomes the baby that continues to wear diapers. And it's kind of hard to keep a 10-year-old wearing diapers, and that's what the American geopolitical interest is trying to do right now is to try to make sure that China is not in a position to take over something that quite naturally that they're going to do because they have the world's largest population, they have the world's largest manufacturing capacity, and long as they have stable and cheap energy, that's not going to stop.
Yeah, I hear the people saying about India, maybe slightly a few million people, 100 million people more. But you and
Yeah, a
I,
billion people.
yeah, yeah, you understand. They all got like billions of people. When I watch the videos, I'm addicted to the videos on the internet, and I think a lot of people, some people are. Let's say that when we watch the news on the internet, who should we really believe, or do we have to decipher what is real and what is subterfuge?
Like I said before, you just have to go to the historical sources. Like I said, if you go look at Halford Mackinder, Mackinder, Halford Mackinder, and the Heartland Theory, and then marry that Heartland Theory publication with Zbigniew Brzezinski's The Grand Chessboard, and those two pieces of literature give you the foundation for everything that you're seeing, so that you can decipher what is relevant and irrelevant to the current argument.
And when I watch some of these stuff, the videos, and one day I'll go get a book, right, and read some of it, is that I think the whole key is history. If you understand a little bit of history, like, oh, this makes sense. And that's what I
Yes.
figure out, that's the old line or Cecil Rhodes or someone said on the British Empire, whatever. And the point is that, and the Europeans, if you will, have had a nice run for the past 500 or so years or whatnot. So the whole is how can they maintain what they have or get more of what they have? What let's say this, not I wanna say without blowing up a billion people, but will we have a billion people, half a million people, half a billion people just killed in some godforsaken war to maintain some type of hegemony?
No question. I mean, it's a worthy sacrifice for the people that get to make decisions on that level.
Okay, I'm depressed. End the show by saying something nice and uplifting if you can, Lee Allen.
Like I said before, it's something that you can't fear. You just have to have knowledge of, and you would hope that the masses of people, when they get the opportunities, that they step up and go against it because it's not in their interest that this is being done, but it is being done at their expense.
LeAlan Jones, thank you.
Thank you.